Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVP World. You're watching another edition of Military Mind, bringing you news from the front lines. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. Ukraine came under another large-scale overnight attack as Russia launched more than 300 drones and 25 missiles across the country. Authorities report multiple impacts in different regions. In Kyiv, the attack left more than 5,000 residential buildings without heating. In one district, the water supply was also disrupted. Officials say one person was wounded. In the coastal Odessa region, a high-rise residential building and an energy infrastructure facility were damaged. In Vinnytsia, authorities confirmed a drone strike on a critical infrastructure site. The scale of the attack prompted heightened security measures beyond Ukraine's borders. Poland's air navigation service agency temporarily suspended operations at the airports in Lublin and Rzeszów. The Polish military stressed that there was no threat to Polish airspace, calling the step routine precautionary measures. Meanwhile, fighting continues along the front line. In the Kupiansk area, Ukrainian forces are conducting clearance operations in residential areas of the city. Analysts note that Ukrainian troops are moving relatively freely, which sharply contrasts with Russian claims of full control over Kupiansk. Ukrainian forces have also fully restored control north of Borova, further downstream along the Elsko River. Now, in the Liman sector, reports indicate the start of fighting on the outskirts of the city. Russian military bloggers claim battles are underway on the southern and northeastern edges of Liman, as well as near the village of Yarova, northwest of the city. Further south, near Konstantinivka, Russian command is reportedly implementing a plan to encircle the city. Ukrainian military analyst Konstantin Mashevets say Moscow aims to seize the Konstantinivka-Zhizhkivka agglomeration through a step-by-step encirclement, first targeting Konstantinivka, then Zhizhkivka. Now, according to Mashevets, Russian forces are currently attacking with limited units while simultaneously building up infantry near the front line in preparation for a large-scale infiltration into the city. In 2025, the Alpha Special Operations Center of the Security Service of Ukraine delivered one of the most significant blows to the Russian Federation's military capability, its air defense system. According to confirmed data, long-range operations by special forces destroyed or disabled enemy air defense systems valued at roughly $4 billion. This was not a series of isolated incidents, but a systemic campaign. Key components of the layered defense system were targeted, including radar stations, launchers, and command posts that protected strategic facilities, logistics, and military infrastructure. Each loss weakened Russian airspace coverage and created openings for further actions by Ukraine's defense forces. Moving on, in the Pokrovsk sector of the Donetsk region, a GoPro camera on a Russian soldier's helmet captures a few seconds that sum up the logic of the modern battlefield. So a group of occupiers stand in an open area, a brief pause, and then a Ukrainian FPV drone appears in a frame. The strike is immediate. For Ukrainian operators, it's precise work on a detected target. For the enemy, it's another reminder that any halt or gathering of personnel becomes a target. To close out today's episode, we'd like to show you the occupied city of Vuhledar in January of 2026. See, what was once called the Russian world now has a very specific form. Active combat operations for the city ended in the fall of 2024. The war continued, but Vuhledar never returned to life. Of the 15,000 residents who lived there before the full-scale invasion, only about 20 remained. The rest left, died, or disappeared under the rubble. The camera captures the city without a front line, but not without war. Ruins of high-rise buildings, burned-out neighborhoods, streets without any movement. Throughout Vuhledar, there are improvised graves in courtyards, near entrances, along roads. Local residents killed during shelling during the defense of the city, buried where they fell because evacuation was impossible. Now, these are not positions or fortifications. These are civilian graves in a civilian city. Vuhledar became another settlement where liberation meant complete destruction and peace meant silence over empty houses and nameless monuments.
Мы приехали. Вот так вот Vuhledar выглядит. Руины, руины, руины. Вот туда ходить нельзя, там колокольчик. С прошлого раза, я помню, меня напугали. Тут живут люди. Сейчас вот будем их искать. Что, закрыто, да? Надо стучать. О!
Лазили, там вот это листы находили, всякие дырявые, заделывал там и подложили, чтобы хоть наша сторона, где мы
перестала
живем,
тут у вас.
не течет. Там. У нас по стенам,
Там просто я сказала,
а там
вот
течет,
там.
по подъезду течет.
Аллочка, а сколько у вас сейчас людей тут?
20.
20, да, так и
20
осталось.
так и осталось. Как было 20,
Всё.
так и.
Так, разбито. Всё, Господи. Хорошо, приходите, да. Приходите, сейчас мы выгрузим. Дворы так выглядят, коляски. А вот тут кто-то погиб. Во дворе 9-этажного дома люди похоронены. В 24 году погиб человек.
And with that, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.